on Monday morning, right? Now I've called here numerous times, and I don't know why, but what staff was working on here Monday morning?
Monday morning was
11 o'clock. I called.
It was crazy Monday because I've been on vacation last week.
No, I understand that, but I just need to know, because the thing is, when I was in Denmark, when I got attacked in Portugal, and then I got attacked again in Trier, in Kolping House Hostel. 2 men attacked me with belts, trying to kick my door in. Police turned up. The police then attacked me, and I called here in an emergency. Now there's a younger girl who works here who speaks English very well, and I get patched through to you. I have no
She's not working. She's only working in the morning, not in the afternoon. She's not here today.
Right. So I called Monday morning at 11 o'clock. My problem is that whoever the lady is who speaks to me, and her name begins with an S, and I can't quite figure out the rest of the name.
It's been Mrs. Schmidt. Mrs. Schmidt doesn't work any longer for us. She is now working in a hospital.
But it was Monday, so this Monday I called.
Monday with S?
Yes. She said she also works for the other Hoffman who is here.
That's not possible.
Well, the woman over there, her last name begins with S, Sauer or something.
Yeah, but Mrs. Sauer is only on in the afternoon here, only on Monday and on
so all I'm saying is,
she's not sitting here in the morning.
I don't want to go wrong, but I need to know who it is, because they speak. I asked to get patched through to you, screaming down the phone at me, "Don't do this, insurance purposes. Don't come back to first." It's exact same person every single time. And I said,
in my
yes, because
cabinet.
In your one of your receptionists, and I know it's not the blonde lady because I know her voice. But it's always after I've had an extreme attack. When I call, this lady picks up, talks to me like I'm garbage. Don't come. I told you this before, didn't I? Don't come back to Würzburg. Don't come back to Dr. Hoffman. I'm not. I was in an apotheke in Trier with a guy who's trying to help me. And the whole apotheke was like, because I had it on speakerphone. What is going on? It made me look like an idiot. And it's now the 5th time this particular person has done that. So you can't have that. How many? You can't have more than 5 receptionists here, right?
I have Mrs. Weber in the morning and in the afternoon. Mrs. Sauer Monday and Thursday in the afternoon, and Mrs. Knopf from Monday till Friday only in the morning.
Well, it has to be Sauer then.
That's all.
Because I'll be honest with you, it's hung up on me. So I'm looking like the whole reason this happened is, right? And I've just traveled 500 kilometers with no money to get here. I now have 3 legal cases, doctor. It's now been proven because a lawyer asked for the AOK case notes. AOK was acting illegally from the start. SAP has now been proven to be acting illegally from the start. I've now been in 4 hospitals in Germany, Munich and 3 in Cologne. I've had professors and CEOs. Now bearing in mind I had no medical issues before March 10, 2013 and came here, apologizing for my horrific treatment in medical facilities in Germany. Legally now proven that it was not only bad, it was illegal. Now what I'm saying is also when I was in Aachen and I had this, well, the last time I was here you looked at the Croatian police report, remember? The French one? And you said it's unbelievable. And I told you, I'm not Jason Bourne. The thing that confuses me about this practice, and I know I'm completely addicted to that tablet now. I've been on that tablet 17 years. That's part of the medical problem, right? Because I tried to sue that woman for what she did. That's what started all this. But this is not going away, and it's getting to the point. I had a Jungenberger youth hostel card, which gets me into cheap accommodation, right? Stolen. They won't let me in youth hostels after I was attacked in Cologne with a concussion. And I have the letter from the professor lodgers from San Antonio's saying my treatment in San Antonio's hospital was so horrific. You know what they did? So from a medical perspective, you tell me whether this is correct or completely illegal. Let's say I'm in overnight for 3 days with a concussion, right? They gave me someone else's medical notes called Abdul. And I walked out with Abdul's medical notes. How bad is that? Not only that, I was in the uni clinic in Cologne 4 times, because I'll be honest with you, I was in a hostel in Aachen. It was the cheapest accommodation. A&O hostel. Now, where did my problem start? Munich. Why? Because it's twinned with Edinburgh. Why? Because I was tortured there. You know the whole story, right? So then when I went to the A&O in Copenhagen, and you've seen my Danish asylum card, where did I get attacked? A&O hostel. I'm in Aachen, trying to mind my own business to try and get through Christmas. Someone bought me a pair of gloves, right? My hands were fine. Now, within the space of 24 hours, my stuff got stolen, I got attacked by the staff, and there's not one doubt in my mind someone put some kind of poisonous powder in my hand, because it became horrific. And it got so psychological come after. Did they not steal both my gloves? No, they just stole the right-handed one. Then when I went to the uni clinic, and bear in mind I told you, March 10th, 2013, not one female doctor will treat me anywhere in the world. All the doctors that I have backing me are male. That's how ridiculous it is. I've told you in getting injected with pheromones, and if a male wants to take out another male threat, you do this because if you say anything to a woman, well, you're sexist. It is not. You actually have, right, so you're kind of handcuffed, right? You now have professors and CEOs in Cologne saying your treatment was so bad, it was horrific, illegal. On a medical level, tell me from a doctor. I went to the 2 doctors like you said, your hand and arm is now dangerous. Because whatever they put in my glove, my hand was purple. They said, you need to get to the dermatology immediately. So I went straight there, and they talked to me a little bit like your receptionist. And I'm telling you, this element is all over Germany. It started in Canada. It's definitely in the UK. And you talk to any young man, it's here and it's messed up. My point is, I was in the Uni Clinic Cologne, which is kind of an international hospital now, right? It's a big place. I was in there for 7 hours. I saw 4 female doctors, and my AOK was not registered anywhere. When I went to a male, he's the chef and assistant chef of emergency, said, I cannot explain why you were not registered anywhere. I know the dates that you were now here. If something had happened to you and you'd have got killed, I said, in North America, if you're in a hospital and you're not registered and something terrible happened, that hospital would be screwed. My point is, it's non-stop. I went to TRIA, and I now have legal cases against AOK. That lawyer in Munich who stole my money has now been proven completely illegal. And my point is, we had a conversation in here, and you were like, what is it? Let me ask. I came from more medication, right? But you said, I admire you, right? It's a little bit, but then you said, you want some orange juice? Yeah. But then you leave it, and the thing is, you do this sometimes. You leave it with a little psychological burst right at the end of, but I hope you're not a criminal. It's just really not necessary. We had a really nice chat. You offered me some orange juice. And then when it gets really, really bad, you make a comment like that when you know I'm not. You're seeing more than enough evidence. Now, I talked to the doctor in Munich and there's a doctor in Bonn. I am slowly trying to get out of this. AOK has now admitted what they did, yeah, it was totally illegal, and they're getting sued. The guy in Munich, yeah, the transcript has now been read, and he stole my money completely illegally. So now it's all coming out that every single thing I said was right. The problem I have is, I'm kind of bouncing from friend to friend at the moment who I've seen all the evidence and are trying to keep me alive so I can get my money back. The problem I have, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I know how it happened. At one point, you said you lost the information, but you gave me it back. The city of Würzburg said they lost the information and I never ever got it back, and they're saying you'll never get it back, about all that political stuff of why I came here. The big problem is, I saw a woman in Potsdam who was from German Anonymous, trying to help me, took all my political information, and then you know what she said? She's connected to the, and I hate this word, N-A-Z-I.
N-A?
N-A-Z-I. The,
okay.
right. So, what I'm saying is, as I go around Germany, why am I getting that? Because I guarantee you that woman sold that information. So, I have people helping me where I am right now. I actually know someone who works in the UN. I'm not copying you in on all the emails because it's pointless. But just on a human level, what I have been subjected to since I've been here is so barbaric. I have not committed a crime throughout. And even when I'm in the coping house, right, which is run by the church, and this is my last point, I'm not bothering nobody. Within 5 minutes, my laptop is hacked and they're sending me child porn. This is what I'm up in the church, coping house, right? Mm-hmm. So then 2 gentlemen are now screaming. It's about 10 o'clock at night and there's hardly anyone in this place. Mm-hmm. I said, what's going on? Start running at me with a belt. And I'm like, if I have all these legal cases, and considering everybody here is non-stop attacked my psychology, non-stop, 2 years, it's 2 years this month. Mm-hmm. I can't get involved in anything. I go, don't they chase me down the stairs? The Polish receptionist is, no, we know these guys are totally fine. I walk back up, they're at it again. Only at the point that I stop a German teacher and 4 German girls and say, please help do something. And he said, you got to get out of here, they want to attack you. At that point, there's videos, there's police and everything. Now, I'm just the one who's been attacked, and the other thing is they go after my sleep. The key thing to harass someone and to do something bad, attack their sleep, attack their psychology, and hope they do something bad. That's what it's been the whole 2 years here. There was videos of them chasing me down the stairs and everything. The police, and this is the scary part for me, is when I turned up to Trier, and this, you know how I've been everywhere in Germany, right? Mm-hmm. I've been all over Europe. Mm-hmm. How many faxes have you sent all over Europe? Mm-hmm. A lot. Mm-hmm. Why is it that as soon as I get off the train, and I am squeaky clean, mm-hmm. within not even that, within 3 to 5 minutes of me stepping out of a train station in a new city, I'm followed by a police car. So that police turned up to the coping house. Now you can imagine, this is, I guess it was an old church. Mm-hmm. It's a huge building, right? Very old. The receptionist called the police, not me. I'm sitting in some obscure piece of the building, but they come straight to me. How can they find me? I'm obviously bugged.
You've been followed here in Würzburg?
I'm probably one of the most followed men in the world. It actually got that ridiculous. Bastian Schmidt, who was in Cologne, mm-hmm. who took a lot of my information, mm-hmm. He found him on couchsurfing. He took my phone out of my bag, my Android, after I got chased all around the Madrid train station. Mm-hmm. What they do is they're paying homeless people and pickpocketers. Now, yes, I am tired, but I am well aware of what's going on. Someone managed to take my Android phone out of my bag, mm-hmm. take the battery out, the SIM card, and the memory card stick, put it back in my bag, and me not even know. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like that non-stop. So I have been building up a database of evidence. The only thing is going to be save me is those legal documents, but I'll be honest with you, I'm asking for help internationally now. I have been in, and the thing is, throughout all this, and it's an attack. I have not raised my hands to any German person. I've not stolen nothing. The only reason Germany is acting like this is because it's political connections to that pedophile Scotland. And I guarantee you that place has said, don't worry, he's got no protection from North America, so then it's a vulnerable assault. To the point, I had couchsurfing. Yeah.
Oh ja, danke.
Anyway, enough. Last thing I'll say, couchsurfing. I need somewhere to stay. So there was 5 students, right? 1 black guy, 4 German. Everything's fine. And then I can hear them in the kitchen talking in German, and I pick up a little bit now, right? With my brain, I should be completely fluent, but when you're getting smashed every hour, it's impossible to learn language. So I tape recorded it next to them. I took it to someone that I knew. They knew who I was. Random students from Aachen that I've never met before, like, oh, he's trying to beat the system's going to kill him. 5 students I have never met before in my life. When I went to Dr. Simonis in Munich, who understood, he's like, you're going to die in the next couple of months unless you solve this. I'm literally walking to his practice. As I walk past, 2 random male guys I've never met before. Oh, klein problem. They knew who I was. So I'm some guy wandering around practically with nothing, and everyone knows who I am. And you know, the only reason that's happening in Germany is that shithole from the UK has said, don't worry, he's got no North American protection, and that's why I'm getting smashed. If I had a Canadian or American passport, I wouldn't get touched. But now everybody knows, because my information's been sold, get him if you want to get him. So, Doc, I have no money. What's being proven is all these organizations have been proven criminal. The only reason they're doing it is because they can. The last time I saw you, I remember I said, I can't keep coming back. I'm hundreds of kilometers away. But that scenario, and I'll be honest with you, at the moment that I need to contact you the most, and I seem to get this woman, and she says basically, fuck off and don't come back to Würzburg. And then I come here, and then people pretend like they don't know what's going on. I can't have that. Because, yes, I'm obviously miles away. Because of this situation, I'm risking myself coming on Deutschbahns, not paying. They're reading the severity of my situation now, and most of them are saying, yeah, just go. But it's not necessary, and the thing that's concerning me the most is, can I fight banks? Yes. Do I want to? No. This is a battle I did not ask for. But the problem is so coincidental now. It's happened 5 times that I've had an attack, all the medication is gone, I'm totally a mess, I call here, either on vacation, or my doctors that I see are all on vacation at the same time, or I can't get through to the doctor. When I'm not in an emergency and it's, oh, can you just replace the prescription, I seem to get through fine. If it happens once, maybe twice, 5 times, and it's always the same voice. So all I'm saying is, this new AOK period runs out end of March, right? I have somehow got to get to the end of March without making this, it's a 10-hour journey for me to come and see you. I am doing all I can to ask celebrities to get me out of this situation, because 2 years, it's 2 years now. So, enough is enough. And the thing is, I can't fight what I can't see. If people are willing to go to the extent of poisoning my glove, I was on an IV drip. Just put it this way. Does it make any logical sense to you? On a medical level, if my hand looked, and it's very painful now, right? And what I would like for you to prescribe is a wrist brace, because it's really painful now. It got worse and worse and worse, and I'll be honest with you, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck's happening to my hand? No doubt it was poison. But I went to the uni clinic several times, not registered. These Frau doctors mocking, shouting, I'm like, it's fucking sore. To the point, that's how I ended up in Aachen. I took an emergency train, which took an hour and a half to get to Aachen. I went to the Louisiana hospital. To be fair, they treated me very nicely. Is it unusual that the 4 doctors, all different, look at one particular thing and go, no, it's not an issue? I go to a completely different hospital, and as soon as the doctor sees it, within 2 seconds he went plastic surgeon immediately. Is that normal? To have 5 doctors, 4 saying there's nothing wrong, and what they did is they put me on an IV drip for 4 days until it went back to normal, and they were like, your hand was a mess. Medically, that's horrendous. All it was, 4 doctors over a period of 2 weeks. Oh, it's in your head, it's just a little, dry skin. And I didn't even say nothing. I went to the emergency at Louisiana Hospital, and I saw a male doctor, I'm just saying, March 10th, 2013. He immediately went, plastic surgeon, x-ray, blah, 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 just from visual. That's bad, doc. Why do you think I keep traveling here? Medically, that's a little bad, no? That's bad. So I need enough medication to get me through to the end of March. I am moving every 3-4 days.
Just to interrupt you,
Yeah.
I will be on vacation again 1 week from
March.
No, February. Not this week, not the next week, the week after. I'll be 1 week on vacation. I stay here until Friday next week, then I have 1 week off.
So what I would say is 3, 1 AOK, 2,
Yeah.
and then what I would say is post date 1 month. And the exact same. And then I'll be honest with you, I now have a computer, I have facilities to try and get myself out of this. But I don't even recognize myself in the mirror. And what's holding me together is, I'm not a monkey like all these people. But the scary part is if I go outside and everyone wants to fight me, because, I mean, it's almost like some kind of monkey nation. And I'm not just talking Germany, the same thing happened in UK and everywhere. If I've got the exact people who are supposed to be protecting me are the ones who are attacking me, I have 0 chance here. 0.
It's a miracle to me. I don't understand everything, but
So is it possible to...
I take it as it is.
But all I will say is you've seen the police notes, correct?
Yes.
I showed you them last time I was here. And, you know, it is funny that if you speak to a German... Well, I'll tell you one thing, and then I know you go, because you got a lot of patience. There was a video taken of me being interviewed in German from a very senior police officer, right? I told him about all the banks, the torture, the poisoning, everything. And I showed it to Bastian Smith, one of my friends, who gave me that phone. So after listening to me being brutalized, electrocuted, poisoned, chased off, and the police actually confirmed it, I let him listen to the video. Do you know all he said? This is what I'm up against. The translator wasn't very good, was she? Is that a normal reaction? You've just listened to your friend or someone you're trying to help be brutalized for 5 years over 8 countries, tortured, electrocuted, poisoned. One of the most senior police officers in the North Rhine, whatever region it is, said, yeah, that happened. And the guy who's supposed to be helping you says nothing other than, man, she didn't translate that very well, did she? And that was it. Monkey Nation. And it's all over the world.
To make our prescription for today, we have 1 for the AOK.
Yeah.
And 2 for yourself.
Yeah.
And when do you need the next one? So we have to predate it as we...
As I say, from day to day, I never know when an attack is coming. Because I'll be honest with you, it's like this. But what I would say is, don't do it on the week you're on holiday.
Yeah.
So
we make 1 prescription Friday next week. Then I'm
do it
here.
Do it for like the first week of March.
Okay, first week of... I'll
Like
be
the
back
7th of March.
I'll be back the last week of February. So I'll be here again on 26th of February. So we make a prescription 26th of February.
Okay. But do you know how lunacy it would be?
Sorry?
Well, I told you Felicia's his gal who got me hooked on the Zopicon, right? What am I continually attacked with? If you literally said to anyone with a sane brain, we're all connected now, right? Everyone you talk to from South Korea to North Korea is all saying this feminist stuff is out of control. Here, it is unreal. It seems like any medical woman above the age of 40, 50, if you'd have said, you're medically cut off from a female around the world, you probably think it's impossible, right? You know how many networks there are? Oh, forget feminists. I'm just talking in general, Black Lives Matter. I'm giving you the scenario of Cologne. And I actually copied them all in, and I copied the 4 hospitals in, and I haven't told them yet until I get my lawyer. But then I'm going to show every single female doctor who's refused me around the world. And you know what it is? Because I was one of the most eligible bachelors dating beautiful women all over Toronto. Yet you laugh at that. So I've been here 2 years. Not one person looked, smiled. And the thing is, anytime, this will show how messed up it is. I guarantee you the emails that I send you and the other doctor are monitored. Because if I go out, my senses are on the high, right? As soon as I go out, not everyone, but let's say I send a really important medical email, and it might have you on it or something, I can see in people's faces, they know what's going on. Are my emails being read? 1,000%. 1,000%. I'm just saying, if you have people in all these high-powered jobs now that shouldn't be there and are there for political reasons, they get access to everything. One example, I had the last thing. An English doctor basically kept me alive in Edinburgh, and I kept saying, this information is getting leaked. Your receptionists are messed up. Was I not proven to be true? We are in probably one of the worst states in human history. Why are you not a target? And this is not meant in a bad way. You got tons of money and you're above an age range, you're not a threat. What's going to happen to me is if I don't solve this and I become 45, 50, he's gone. I am fighting for the right to live.
Okay. Keep on fighting.
Yeah, but I'm not a slave. I don't feel like one. As of right now, slave. 2 years. But if I have to call again, Doc, I cannot be spoken to like that. Really, it's outrageous. There's no reason for me to travel.
Please.
I have no money.
Next time,
Yes.
please ask her what's her name.